Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now January 21st of 2025, and given that Meghan Markle continues to lose her marbles between herself and the Netflix studio executives over With Love Meghan, the new series, by the way, that is catching a lot of backlash, a lot of heat from the general public, and for valid reasons so, by the way. But what's even all the more interesting has a lot to do with Meghan Markle and what she recently said and did, both in the public eye and behind the scenes, when it comes down to politics. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, there is no doubt about it that, and I've mentioned this before, that Meghan Markle is by far one of the fakest individuals in the public eye, or one of the fakest personalities out there on television, or whether she's actually visiting a location that actually went through a disaster, such as the LA fires, for an example. Using that as a photo op is by far the most disingenuous thing that you could do out there. Now, interestingly enough, we know that she also used the fires as a way to delay her show until March 4th, even though she was pushing for a delay, by the way, well before the fires even started. But what's interesting here has a lot to do with her overall rant toward President Donald J. Trump and exactly what she recently did and exactly how she said this when it comes down to her view of everything happening right now in the United States. Now, what's interesting about this further is that we know that between Meghan Markle and how she's getting blacklisted from multiple studios out there, a lot of studios are beginning to wake up. They are going down like dominoes, right? When it comes down to DEI or anything to do with an agenda or some kind of ideology, a lot of those studios, though some are still hanging on to it, are really abolishing that. Now, with the entire woke media now in shambles and in pure panic mode after President Donald Trump took office, one major development going on now involves more to do with Meghan Markle and her recent aggressive rant toward Trump that is now creating an event further divide between the Netflix executives for her upcoming show, With Love Meghan. It turns out that after Trump issued an executive order to rid of DEI in various agencies as a starting point, and also slammed Hollywood and other entertainment fields for promoting DEI, Meghan Markle recently brought up her concerns over this in a recent remote meeting that took place over her new marketing team for With Love Meghan that is already in the process of enhancing DEI to its maximum. Now, some Netflix board members had the courage to bring up the recent call-outs from Trump about DEI toward Meghan Markle, and she recently and reportedly got so offended to the point that it led to a political rant during a creative meeting for With Love Meghan. Statements were exchanged, such as Meghan labeling Trump as a great threat not just to the US, but also to the entire world by challenging and getting rid of DEI, first through agencies and eventually pressuring entertainment to bail out on DEI forever. Also, there were multiple call-outs by Meghan Markle where she became so unhinged by calling Trump a sexist, misogynist, and a divisive leader that will only lead to actresses and actors going broke that fall into the line of DEI. These recent rants that were exchanged during a creative meeting all came after Meghan Markle demanded CEO of Netflix, Greg Peters, for some last-minute reshoots for her show. Now get this, more board members are beginning to agree to do quick reshoots to save the show. However, what offended some of the actual Netflix board members is that Meghan Markle made a surprising proposal that some of the reshoots, be prepared for this, that she is demanding right now is that she wants them to feature her calling out Donald Trump and poking fun at Trump as a sexist and misogynist, and wants to poke fun at him in the show with Mindy Kaling by her side in the series, making jokes about him as they cook or do their overall housework or anything related to what you've seen in the trailer. This proposal reportedly set off quite a number of board members where they absolutely refused to actually provide Meghan Markle those demands, that given that they and many other studios have actually witnessed that the majority of the country spoke up and took a stand against everything that was destroying the country, such as DEI, that many studios now, in this case Netflix, are refusing to poke fun at President Trump in the series. Now, guys, let me just say one thing about this. Now, it's one thing for her to demand reshoots, which, by the way, they are now really considering because they want to make this show work. They want to make sure it actually can shift away from the backlash and really recover. I don't think it's going to make a dent. I don't think it's going to fix absolutely anything. There's no recovering anything featuring Meghan Markle, as far as I see things when it comes down to Netflix. But it's another thing when you want to use those reshoots and that opportunity that the board is up for, and to kind of shoehorn poking fun at Donald Trump and jokes in there and really dragging politics again into a show about cooking and about doing housework and all of this nonsense that nobody cares about when it comes down to Meghan Markle. To drag politics into something like that with Mindy Kaling getting, in on that is ridiculous. And it just goes to show you exactly how out of touch with reality these actresses or these personalities truly are. I don't even like to call Meghan Markle an actress anymore, really. Ever since she got her role on Suits and really lost her role in there as a supporting actress, she hasn't really been in anything substantial since then that has been, universally accepted. But moving onwards, Meghan Markle got so offended by the board's response about not poking jokes at Trump, that she made it vocally clear during the creative process and the creative meeting that she viewed this as a form of betrayal from those that worked on the show to make it possible. Now, Markle reportedly is desperate to get some Trump call-outs shoehorned into the show, whatever it takes, and is stopping at nothing to convince the board to do so. Greg Peters thankfully knocked some sense into the board that this would result in record-breaking unsubscribers if they did this in their show, which is now slated to release on March 4th. Now, mind you, in case you guys really are out of the loop, this show was supposed to release on January 15th, alright? That was well over a week ago at this point, pretty much, and given that she really wanted to delay it all the way until March, and how she's also trying to delay that even further until April, which I don't believe that's going to happen, by the way. I think it's going to stay at March 4th, but she is desperately trying to get some reshoots done. Some quick little reshoots done throughout the middle portion of February and get that wrapped up. Again, it's something that can be done very fast. It's not like you're working on a CGI Marvel movie or anything like that. This is just people on set cooking and doing all this nonsense and being very fake and just throwing it into a show. So again, I think it's very wrong of her to drag politics, not just into the creative process, but to also get very offended over that toward the Netflix CEO, Greg Peters, and the board of directors there, and the many executives working on the show, to refuse Meghan Markle's demands to not drag, or to drag politics into the show. The fact that they don't want to do that shows you that some of them are beginning to gain some common sense finally over at Netflix. Meghan Markle is not too happy about that, and it really makes you wonder, to her, in her mind, is it going to be, a blessing in disguise if her contract does not get renewed beyond 2025, if they really continue to refuse to do any of her demands? We'll have to wait and see. But overall, this is a very interesting development for With Love, Meghan. I would like to hear what everyone has to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.